Hi everybody, welcome. I hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Lindsay and I teach intuitive yoga. Intuitive yoga, long story short, is basically getting out of your head and into your body. And a lot of these movements are very fluid and subject to your interpretation. So hop onto your mat, grab a blanket to pad your knees, and let's get started. You know how sometimes we have those mornings where you wake up and you're just not feeling too hot. This practice is slow and subtly energizing. So using your blanket, you can pad your knees, and we'll bring our knees underneath our hips and our palms underneath our shoulders, coming into flat back tabletop. We're going to connect to the ground here as we press our palms into the earth, the tops of our shins and the tops of our feet evenly into the ground. Lift the low belly softly. And just notice that subtle energy, the ground below you supporting you, and the energy along the back body. Finding that flat back, extend the crown of the head forward, and imagining that if your little ones wanted to, they could totally have a tea party on your back here. Place a nice little teacup on the back of your neck. The navel lifts up to the spine, finding some energy along the mid-body. And we're going to maintain this awareness and just begin to shift our spine, finding that flex. So on an inhale, lower the belly to the floor, curve the low back up towards the sky. And pull your heart in between your shoulders. Really feel this deep compression along the back body and elongation in the front body, and on an exhale, reconnecting to the palms and the tops of the shins. Press down and away into the mat as you lift the navel up to spine and curve the back up towards the ceiling. Gaze at your navel. At your navel, pressing down with your palms. We'll inhale, lower the belly. Lift the low back, gaze forward. Exhale, press down and away, lift the navel up. Really connect to your core here, isolating the movements from the center of your body. Inhale, lower the navel down, lift the heart up. Exhale, hollow the belly, press down and away. And continuing these spinal movements here, just move with your breath. If it feels comfortable, you can rock your hips from one side to the other. You can move your hips back and forward, making a circular motion. And notice what's going on in the shoulders. Maybe checking in with the hips as well. Any popping or tightness. Ooh. It's always funny when I watch like yoga with Adrienne or something and she's like, oh, there's that creaky old floor. I don't have a creaky old floor, I have a creaky old shoulder. Sometimes they get out of bed in the morning and I think almost every bone in my body pops back into place. So if you're hearing more of your joints crack than you are my voice, you're not alone. Few more cycles of breath here. Finding balance as we come to meet in our neutral table once again. Let's just bring our big toes to touch and sink our hips back as we come up to sit on our heels. And we're going to pay attention to our wrists just for a moment. So bringing the palms together, rotating the wrists one way and then the other. I feel like this was like a pretty half-ass way for gym teachers to tell little kids to roll out their wrists. I don't know if anyone else had that same experience, but it was kind of like when the gym teachers were just so over all of the little ones. They're like, just go roll your wrists out and like do this and do that. So I just invite you to like really pay attention to your wrists, because as little kids, when we're being told to do this, we just kind of go like this. So just slow it down and really notice what you're feeling, where you're feeling it. Maybe taking your right palm with your left fingertips and pressing the right fingertips back, stretching out the carpal tunnel. Not forcing it either, not trying to go as far back. I used to joke when I was little that the boys didn't like me because I could beat them at Mercy. I don't know if anyone else ever played that game where they would grab your hands and like pull your wrists back. But my wrists were so flexible that at one point in my life I was able to like bring my fingers to my forearm, and I will thank my gymnastics coaches for that. But anyways, yeah, take your right palm, stretch out your left wrist. So we're gonna do some balance in our table and just really bring awareness to the wrists. Shake them out. And notice what your spine's doing. If you started to hunch over, just lift the navel in and up, roll the shoulder blades up and down the back, extend the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. And then we'll come forward back onto our palms with that awareness of our wrists. The palms will come directly underneath the shoulder blades, index fingers pointing towards the top edges of your mat. And then spread your fingertips as far away from one another as possible. So imagine that you're kind of creating your own duck palm. What do ducks have? Doesn't matter. Your own paw, palm, hand, whatever you want to call your arms, the things that come at the end of your arms. Press into the mat. Extend your right your right toes back. Words are really hard this morning, so right fingers, right toes pressing into your mat. We're going to extend the right heel back, press evenly into both palms, and connect to our core here. So bringing an awareness to that subtle line of energy that begins at the top of the crown of the head, makes its way down the neck, in between the shoulder blades, all the way down the low back, and then out and back that right heel. With that awareness, on an inhale, gently lift the right heel up, keep that right heel flexed, and you'll notice your core turning on just a little bit more. Shifting your weight over into your right palm, we'll lift that left hand up and forward as we lengthen out through the left fingertips, reaching forward with that hand and then extending that right leg back. Keep pressing down and away with that right palm and the back left leg. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, curve your spine up towards the ceiling, hug your elbow and your knee into center, press away. Inhale, lengthen, reconnect to that energy, and then pull it into center. Exhale, push down and away, navel in and up. Inhale, lengthen. One last time, exhale, curve the spine, lift the navel in, press into your hand. Exhale, lengthen. Pause here for a sec. Reconnect, restabilize, rebalance. Gently lower your left palm down to the floor. Press evenly into both hands. And then this time, we'll inhale, lift that right leg up and over to the outside edge of that left foot, coming into a nice side stretch. So, finding any gentle movement that feels good. Swaying from side to side, pressing back and forth. Just checking in with that left hip glute and the side body. One more full cycle of breath. And coming coming back into stillness, we'll inhale, lift that right leg up and over. Exhale, lower that right knee down, and let's do it on the opposite side. So inhale, extend that left foot back, left palm of your foot pressing into the earth, and gently rock from front to back. Check in with that back leg. Coming into stillness, connecting to that line of energy once again, extending out the crown of the head. We'll inhale, lift the left foot up, lengthen out the back left heel. Navel is in and up. Center of your body is keeping you balanced. We'll inhale, shift your weight over to your left palm, extend your right fingertips up and forward, reaching with the fingers, extending with that heel. And on an exhale, pressing into your left palm and your right shin, we'll bring the right elbow and left knee in towards the midline, curve the spine up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cultivating strength, lifting the navel to the spine, gaze towards your knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hug the knee and elbow in for one last time, pressing it away from your mat, finding your balance as you inhale, lengthen, pause here for a breath. Gaze at the top of the mat. Exhale, lower your right palm down towards the floor. Reposition your hands if needed. We'll inhale, lift the left leg up and over to the outside edge of the right foot, coming into a side stretch. Rocking front to back, shifting side to side. Just notice what you're feeling and where you're feeling it. We'll meet in stillness as we inhale, lift that left leg up and over. Exhale, replant that knee. Bring the big toes to touch, sink your hips back. We'll take a few breaths in child's pose. Softening into your belly. Allowing the shoulders to relax. And let go of any tension in your jaw. Take a deep breath in. And a full breath out, let something go. And then we'll inhale, slowly rise up once again into our table. Walk the feet parallel to the knees. And then let's bring our palms to the top of our mat. And we're going to come into our puppy pose to really stretch out the front of our body after paying some attention to the core. On an inhale, we'll lift the hips up, press the heart back, and melt the chest down. If it's available to you, you can relax your forehead to the earth and gently rock your head from one side to the other. Calming your central nervous system, feeling a deep stretch along the upper back body. And see if you can continue to lift your hips up as you press into the floor, feeling an opening along the low back. Deep breath in, full breath out, let something go. Inhale, gaze towards your fingertips, and we'll slide forward onto our belly, coming into Sphinx Pose. So bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders, palms and forearms pressing into your mat. We'll lift our chest up, gaze at your fingertips, and open the heart here. So pressing down and in towards your body with your elbows, almost as though you were trying to pull your belly button forward. Lifting the navel up towards the low ribs, feeling the length along the front body. Deep breath in, full breath out. Deep breath in, gaze towards the right side of your mat, stretching the neck. And exhale back through center. Inhale, gaze towards your left shoulder. And then back through center. One last time, inhale, pressing down, finding length along the front body. And then we'll bring our palms to stack on top one another. And then your hands to rest on the tops of your palms. Breathe into your low belly. Beautiful. Feeling the space in your low back as your low belly parachutes, creating a domino effect. And then we'll come back up onto our forearms. If you still have your blanket underneath you, you can fold that up and just place it off to the side just for right now. And on our forearms, we're going to tuck our toes under, press into the balls of our feet, and lift the hips up, coming into a plank. So pressing into your mat, finding a slight doming effect in the upper back body. You're going to drop the hips just enough to feel the low belly start to engage and turn on. Inviting you to bring back the awareness to the subtle energy that makes its way down the back body as you lengthen your head forward and extend your heels back, finding that flat back as best you can. The natural flat back, I should say. Deep breath in, full breath out. Lower your knees, walk your knees forward, walk your palms back to meet your knees, and we'll come to sit on our heels. So if you have your blanket with you and it's more comfortable, you can bring your blanket underneath your heels, or you can roll your blanket up and bring them underneath, like in between this area of the body, so like behind your knees. Just kind of gives you a nice little stretch and takes some pressure off of your hips. So let's bring our palms to rest in our lap, one palm holding the other. And just notice how we feel. Even that short mini moving meditation, alliteration, can have a really visceral shift in our internal world, and that has a domino effect with how we carry ourselves in the external world. So remembering that you are fully capable of finding balance when you feel unbalanced, of creating heat when you feel cold, and of creating stillness when you feel busy. Bringing our palms together to meet at the heart as we take a moment to honor the effects of our practice. We'll bow the head to meet the heart in this gesture of union as we seek to bind, to braid, or to blend the head, the hand, and the heart. Thank you all so much for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. Thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Lindsay, and you can catch me every Thursday night at 5 o'clock Pacific or 7 p.m. Central through Zoom. Feel free to sign up in my link down below, link in bio, or whatever the YouTubers say. I'm still learning. So yeah, I appreciate you. Whatever you're going through, you got this. Shit's weird right now. Shit's hard right now. And we are human. And I think that we need to show ourselves a little more compassion and grace for that humanness. But yeah, I'm rooting for you. We're in it together, and if you're still watching, then more power to you. Take care.